Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have Baby's Day Out. This is a 1994 film. It's an hour and 39 minutes long, and it's by John Hughes. It's written by John Hughes and produced by him, co-produced. And yeah, this is very much a follow-up to the antics of Home Alone. It's some people will treat it as a knockoff, but it's really made almost by the same people to a certain extent. It's just basically it's the Three Stooges steal a baby and pay for it horribly. It's an upsetting premise to begin with, that three men basically just steal. Uh, Using an elaborate scheme that would have immediately tipped people off as to who they were, uh, based on maybe their fingerprints alone, because they have a criminal history. But they posed as baby photographers to get inside the home of a millionaire or billionaire couple and steal their baby for ransom. And it's five. They want $5 million to the baby. That I think that baby would go for at least twice that much today. But it's by the way, the parents are let me get the other guy here. I don't know why his name Matthew Glave is the dad, but Lara Flynn Boyle is the mom, and she's kind of the parental focus of this for the most part, because she sees the baby mostly as a thing to show off. At most, they really didn't fill out her storyline except to make her slightly unsympathetic at the beginning and then make her a little bit more sympathetic at the end. So yeah, she's the mom that basically just looks distressed and freaked out at the idea that her baby's been stolen, and everybody's like saying, "Oh, well, babies. I think angels watch over babies, and oh, I think everything will be fine." But at this inside, if you're a real mom, you are freaking the heck out. So yeah, she plays a pretty restrained, on the outside mom who is probably losing her mind on the inside over what could possibly go wrong when men steal a baby. That's the grim take on this, by the way. The nanny, who actually spends more time with the baby than mom does, which is, again, this causes a bit of a reassessment. You never know what you got until it's gone. It played by Cynthia Nixon from Sex and the City. So yeah, she's very like a young nanny type character with an accent. Okay, sure, okay. But she's also very quiet. She's the one who reads the baby a lot, and a book that the baby loves the most. It calls it his boo boo. It is called, what else? Baby's Day Out. So there's a number of different sequences throughout the book that the baby is familiar with. It's been read to him a million times, so she says, and he, even though he's less than a year old, by the way, played by twins, of course. Even though he's less than a year old, he has the cognitive abilities to match up what a zoo is, what a blue bus is, what a taxi cab is, what all these different things are in the book, and that's what leads his little very ambulatory and determined body. Any other kid would have just honestly taken a nap or voided his bowels numerous times throughout the course of a day, or just screamed for no reason. But he is intensely amused by his captors, and then when he sees a pigeon, he of course crawls out the window and follows them across board planks from one building to the next. It's all it's terrifying scenarios, especially when he's crawling across a busy Chicago street that's like 6 lanes wide or something, to get to the zoo, or when he's cuddling up with a gorilla. It's the gorilla is played by a man in a very good gorilla suit. I'm not sure exactly who animated that, but it's a really believable one to a certain degree, gorilla suit. So, but all of this is all about this baby walking his way through, oblivious to everything, crawling his way through everything, and the fact, while these guys are chasing down their money, the money that this baby would bring, they get caught up in all sorts of Rube Goldbergian traps and they injure themselves to a degree that is unheard of. If you ever thought that Kevin McAllister um, was at the point of nearly murdering these two grown men through his intentional traps and machines that he set up inside his house to harm them, well, you've not seen anything. These guys should have been dead many times over, or at least internally bleeding. No, they should have been dead many, many times over. When a steel hammer flips through the air many times and then lands directly on your skull, you're dead. These are not lightweight hammers. When you fall, many stories, no matter how much stuff breaks your fall on the way down, you're not getting up from that for a while. And yes, it's a cartoon. For the most, it's not a cartoon, but it's treated as if we're living in a cartoon world. I'm pretty sure something in Looney Tunes happened that it was very much like this. It's just yeah, you can't take it seriously. For some, I think that grew up with it. This is like a guilty pleasure that they want more Home Alone type stuff, and well, this holds you over to the sequel. Yeah, it's some just crazy, silly, goofy. Like I said, it's like the Three Stooges. It's modern, well, modern 1994 slapstick comedy. That's all it is, and it's bad guys getting their comeuppance for daring to steal a baby and putting themselves in so much danger in order to get him back. I mean, after the first fall off a building or getting, somehow there's a point, again, the baby has the wherewithal with his tiny pudgy fingers to light a lighter while under a coat between Joe Mantegna's legs. Joe Mantegna, who plays a number of Italian characters, including Fat Tony in The Simpsons, suffers a child holding a heavy steel lighter that you have to crank the wheel to get the flame out, to make the flame pop out. Maybe holding flame to this guy's nuts while he tries to talk to the police. and he just grimaces his way through it. Yeah, while his crotch is on fire. It's just it's absolutely absurd. Yeah, it's not a great film. It's in the au vu of everything John Hughes has done. From Pretty in Pink and Ferris Bueller, and of course Home Alone. Everything else that he's contributed to over the years. This is certainly not at the top of that list of things, but it's a good time. It's silly. It's dumb. It's something to put on in the background. I found myself a little distracted by it as I was doing other things. It was like, okay, I'm not getting much done until this is over. But yeah, by the way, I have to say this: Joe Mantegna, Joe Pantoliano. I'm over pronunciating the syllables. I'm sorry, and Brian Haley. Those are the three criminals, and there's a bunch of different little cameos of different actors throughout that you might recognize here or there. But yeah. By the way, the kids were played by Adam and Jacob Wharton. So yeah, they're all grown up now. I'm pretty sure. When I was looking for things on this, I saw somebody had did a story on what they are like now that they're all grown up, because they're a cute little baby back then. They played a cute little baby back then, and what are they like now? I didn't read the articles, but they're out there in case you're curious. But yeah, it doesn't really spend a whole lot of time trying to create a deeper story for the parents who are affected by this, and we're meant to think that they love their child, they care for their child, but they're kind of distant until something bad happens. That's kind of the underlying story, but it really isn't dealt with for the most part. All we really get here is the fact that it's just crazy slapstick comedy, and that the baby understands everybody, and everybody's like, you know what? When he points at a building and goes boo boo, I think we're going to just turn around all the FBI's cars and all the police cars in the city of Chicago and head toward that building because that's where his book is. Which means it's probably where the criminals are, the kidnappers. That's a thing that happens in this movie. Fred Thompson plays the FBI, the lead FBI agent in this. So he's awesome in that. If you know who Fred Thompson is, look him up. You'll recognize him. At least the older folks will. But yeah, it's like I said, it's a good goofy movie, and it's not a movie I'm going to watch again on purpose. But yeah, it's all right. So watch it at your own risk. So let's pick tomorrow's episode.
350.
Okay. 350. I think I'm tired now just from watching that. Just because I'm just like, how much abuse can these guys take? It's. But the Wet Bandits dealt with in Home Alone is nothing compared to what these guys got through. So, hey, we got a short, and it's a classic one from Mickey. It's called Mickey's Trailer. Mickey's Trailer is what's up next on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that. Bye.